You're listening to the Back Home Network, presented by Home Field Apparel.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
I know I probably cook people's spreads and stuff like that. We're always looking for the Indiana money line, which is the win.
Pay that man his money.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Holy crap, it's championship week.
Yeah,
we have something to talk about. We have IU games to talk about. Crimson Cash, we're back. We've made it. James, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Scott. Just realized we went 14-4 on our Big Ten regular season over-unders. So that's a pretty damn good percentage. I'm pretty proud of that.
That's amazing. I wish I would have bet all of them. I did really well. I bet most of them, and I won most of them. It was a good over-under.
Yeah, it was pretty good. So let's see if we can keep it up for championship week here.
I love it. We're going to do it. Real quick shout out to Posh Hotel in Kirkwood. Go check them out. The best luxury hotel in Bloomington. And Home Field Apparel. Use the promo code HOME23 for 15% off your first purchase. I just bought the Letterman jacket from Home Field. It's awesome. It's like the highlight of my my winter so far. So there you go. All right, man. Are we ready to do conference title games?
Let's do it. I love this week.
We are going to start up. Let's do this setup, and there we go. All right, so first game, we have Miami of Ohio, Western Michigan. This is going to pull my, it doesn't show up there. This is the Conference USA.
This is the MAC.
Goddamn, MAC. The MAC title. I knew that. Western Michigan is a 2.5-point favorite in this game.
We here at CrimsonCASH love some action, all right? So we bet on it plenty, and I put a few of those on X this year. This is a rematch from earlier in the year that Miami won fairly handily, but they didn't take control of the game till the fourth quarter. A few turnovers from Western Michigan, and that thing really flipped. Additionally, Miami has a different quarterback starting for them now. They're a third of the year than they did during that game. So I'm going to take Western Michigan in the revenge spot here to hoist the MAC trophy by a field goal or better.
All right, we're going to mix things up because I realize we have a different – we're going to go to some of the lower games first before we get to the SEC. So we have Kennesaw State, a Indiana opponent earlier this year. Old Dominion also like 9-3 this year, or 10-2, I think. Old Dominion both had good years.
How's your bet on the championship game work out on that?
It didn't. It's one of those that didn't work out. There was a cash out for like 2 weeks at like $1, and then it didn't work out. So yeah, that was that didn't, but it was fun. I had a great time with that bet. It was worth the $10 that I lost on it. So we have Kennesaw State versus JVST. This is who is this?
Jacksonville State.
State. There you go.
This is isn't this where Dion was before he went to Colorado?
I think so.
It's in Jacksonville, Alabama. It is a home game here. I like some of these home games.
Okay, so they are Jacksonville State is a 2.5-point underdog at home, I guess.
This is another rematch from a game earlier this year that Jacksonville State won fairly handily. But it was because of interception after interception from Kennesaw State. As long as they can cut down on the turnovers, they should win this game. We saw them earlier this year play the number 2 team in the country, fairly decent for the first half. So go ahead and give me the Owls to cover.
I should record that. That might be our new owl sound. University of North Texas, the Mean Green. They are playing the Tulane Green Wave. Just high level mascotry here. Mascots galore. The Mean Green Wave. This is Conference USA, correct? Tulane is a 2.5-point underdog in this game.
And I know I'm going with a lot of favorites here, but that's because I think the favorites are better teams. Tulane's got an outside shot here. I think they both do, don't they, at making the college football playoff. Very outside for North Texas, but Tulane could make a case, I think. I've seen them mocked, at least. Are they 12 now?
I'd have to look. I forget.
Okay. But I think North Texas run game is going to be the difference in this one. They've got a pretty explosive run game, and I'm going to go ahead and take them to run on the Mean Green.
All right. Next up, we have this.
No, they are the Mean Green, right?
They are the Mean Green against the
Green Wave. Yes.
Yes. All right, next up we have this is
The only
big
thing I know about Tulane is like half the characters from John Grisham novels went to law school there.
all I know is last year this was one of the teams I played like a 10-year dynasty in college football. So I'm kind of thrown off because I moved into the SEC and I'm used to Tulane being in the SEC in my mock world. Hell, maybe they are in the SEC at this point. There's been so much change in conferences. Next up, we have UNLV, Boise State. This is the Mountain West, right?
Yes.
Former Big Sky, I would think, but like Mountain West, you have UNLV, Boise State. Boise State is a 4.5-point favorite in the game.
Yeah, Boise State crushed UNLV earlier this year. I do not see the revenge spot happening. Boise's quarterback is back, and they are the superior team here. Go ahead and take Boise to cover.
All right, next up, Big 12, BYU against Texas Tech. It feels like the winner of this game could get a first-round bye in the CFP. Texas Tech is a big number, man. 12.5-point favorite in this game.
Yeah, another rematch here. 29-7 or something, or 12. I can't remember. It was a blowout. I think it was 29-7, and it took till the fourth quarter for BYU to score in that game. I expect something similar here. They've had an emotional week with their coach almost leaving, getting cookie money to come back. The whole thing is wild, getting strong-armed by the Mormon church. I mean, when you have like church leaders of your church, no matter what church you're in, and they start strong-arming you to stick around, that's pretty powerful mojo. But the team may have lost a little focus because of that. Texas Tech isn't going to lose any focus. They're a good team, and I think they want to prove it, and I think they're going to secure a bye with a large victory over Brigham Young.
All right. Next up, we're going to go back here. We'll go to the SEC title game. University of Georgia against Alabama. Bama is a 2.5-point underdog in this game.
Alabama lost to Florida State. I think people forget that. And that's a shitty Florida State team. Now, they've been much better since then, but they had to struggle against an Auburn team that's not great. I know it's a rivalry game, but that game was in doubt there. Georgia, I think, is the far superior team. They're one of the handful of teams that actually scares me should IU meet up with them. So I am going to take Georgia to cover this.
All right, ACC, you have Duke against Virginia. This would be a heck of a basketball game 5 years ago. Virginia is a 3.5-point favorite. And this is one where, like, if Duke wins, don't they just throw everything into a mix and ACC gets no schools in the CFP?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's highly possible, but I don't know. I'll leave that to the committee because they just kind of guess anyways. I think they're just throwing darts at a board at this point.
Yeah.
You mentioned Duke, Virginia 5 years ago in basketball would have had an over-under similar to this, 57.5, probably, which would have been a horrible basketball game to watch. So Duke can score, but they can't really stop anybody. Virginia has gotten really lucky, let's face it, a few times this year. They should have probably lost to Washington State. But I'll go ahead and take the Cavaliers to cover here just because I don't think Duke's defense is any good.
All right. This is not the Hoosier hot streak, but we are going to our game.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. I win. Google me.
You do win, Kurt. You do. James, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do? You have like 3 slides here. Do you want to do this one first? Straight up.
So just start straight up.
All right.
This is what's going on in the game.
Yep.
Overall, kind of my thoughts on this game is it's going to take a monumental effort by IU, and I'm kind of surprised this line is where it's at. Ohio State is a covering machine. They just cover spreads. It's what they do. If I were just not an IU guy and looking at this, I would hop on that Ohio State money. I would take the spread and I would lay it because that's what everything tells you should do. Now, I will say, when everything tells you should do something, that's usually when you lose your ass. So that's what I'm clinging to in this. I don't love this spread for IU. I think if you want to take IU plus points, wait until sometime in the first quarter. I think you'll be able to get a better line than 4, especially if Ohio State gets the ball and scores first. Even if it's a field goal, you're going to get at least a touchdown or better live line. So I would hold off on taking the Hoosiers unless this thing gets back up to where it opened up at around 6.5, but I don't see that. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. This 47.5 as far as the over under, I think that's probably about right. I lean towards the over. I think this game's going to be both teams in the 20s, and we'll get to why or what that means for our betting angles.
So what are you betting for this game?
So I have one bet currently out. I have the IU team total over 20.5. So that's the one bet that I have out currently, which would be the first time a team has scored more than 17 points against the Buckeyes this year. So I think it's going to be in the 20s. I don't want to take IU to cover yet, but I do kind of like that over 20.5. It gets you the 3 touchdowns. There are some props if you want to look at some props.
We will. I'm just like high level. I'm going to bet Indiana money line. I can't at this point in the season for these kinds of games, like my fan heart takes over my gambling heart. So I can't bet it. I can't bet Ohio State minus 3.5. I can't bet them to do anything. It's either got to be Indiana money line or Indiana to cover a spread.
I don't blame you there. And my only thing is I think you'll be able to get a better price once the game starts.
I agree. I like that. I like that logic a lot. But I'll do some money line.
IU has notoriously started pretty slow this year.
Yeah,
that's something they really have to avoid happening in this game, because if Ohio State jumps out, it's not going to be good. But I think our defense will be able to hold them in check. Last year, I mean, it was a 1 touchdown game at half, right? And then we come out and we punt and the punt return, and then things kind of went awry. But we played them pretty tough. And we were able to actually run the ball a little bit. Tyson Lawton went for over 5 yards a carry in that game. So we may be able to run against this team a little bit. And we see here my bets. It has Ohio State team total over 26.5, IU at 21.5 now. And then your first half, 13.5 and 10. I'm going to stay away from any first half bets at this point. So
I like the team total. So that's just the number of points Indiana's going to score, basically.
Correct. Yes. And you'd still be able to get 20.5. Just get an alternate line. You maybe get it 115 or 120 or something like that.
All right. The other one that you have here is anytime TD score. Talk us through what you like here.
Yeah. So sometimes you'll get those single game parlays. And you're going to need a third line or something, right? So anytime touchdown scores, I just think it's interesting. The best price you can get on an IU player is still plus odds. So that's pretty interesting. But if I was going to take one of these, I think the best value is on Fernando Mendoza to score a touchdown. I think that it's probably going to be one of those ones like where he just, runs it up the middle. It's they like to do that in the red zone a little bit, kind of keep you off guard. And I think that play would work against the Buckeyes. So I think at over 3-1, those are pretty good odds there.
And just to clarify, this doesn't, if he throws a touchdown pass, it doesn't count for that.
Correct. It needs to be a rushing touchdown. Yes.
Yeah. Or caught and run in. Yeah. I hear you. I would probably, like, looking at this, I would probably bet like a straight up Omar Cooper just for the odds. But I might see myself also doing like a Roman Hemby.
Well, Kalon Black, I think, might be the play there at 2-1. If you're looking at one of the IU backs, he's got a little more speed burst than Hemby, so he might be able to take it the distance on one if he finds the right.
Well, I was thinking of using Hemby to parlay it with an Indiana money line, like just to get a little bit of action there. Like, yeah,
I wouldn't hate that. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, there's that. We got some other things to talk through here. We got a bunch of stuff. So we had we did our Hoosier Hot Streak money, or our Hoosier Hot Streak song, but we had the Hoosier Hot Streak from last week. Keegan won again. So here is his pizza. Is that cheese bread with barbecue again?
No, it's bacon on top of Mad Mushroom cheese sticks. This was at our Purdue tailgate. I went to the Bucket game to visit my son, who's a student at Purdue. And
let's talk through some of these pictures. All right. So that leads us to this.
That's us toasting cheese sticks.
How were they?
They were absolutely delicious. Like my eyes rolled back in my head. It was something else. But you'll notice he's got a Purdue flag in the background. That's
a bummer. Yeah. He also gets to eat that every freaking week. I mean, if I did that, I would balloon up to like 800 pounds. I'd be so happy, but
we have won a lot. That's true.
Yeah. All right. Next up.
And that's us at the game. It was hella cold.
Yeah, but good times.
Yeah. Oh, great times, good seats. And I was worried because on the way in, some drunk Purdue students were hollering at us. But when we got to our seats, it was mostly IU fans. So that was pretty nice to see.
What was the fan breakdown? Like how many IU fans were there?
Before or after halftime? Because it was probably 90% IU fans after halftime.
That's awesome.
It was pretty impressive. You could hear the IU chants. The Ross-Ade Stadium sound crew would intentionally like start playing things to try and drown out the IU crowd. It was pretty fun.
And Galen said like that Purdue got booed when they came out.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. And then speaking of Galen.
Yeah, look who showed up at halftime. He changed seats because I guess Katie and the girls were getting cold, understandably. Yeah. So they headed home, and he came over to watch the second half with us. So, and there's where our seats were. Pretty good seats.
Dude, those are great seats right there. That's fantastic.
Yeah. My dad was going to go, but unfortunately he had chest pains and had to go to the emergency room. So, but he did not have a heart attack yet. He's scheduled for a catheterization next week. So it's probably a good thing he didn't make the trip and violate his doctor's advice not to go in the cold. So
yeah, that would not be not be awesome. And then we have some fan Twitter connections. Speaking of our great season, these are some people. This is Winky Dink 16 who bet on some of our preseason over-unders, and we got some big winners, man.
This one is I think it's a bet that I put out on X that we followed. And so that's a big winner right there. Plus 310. Who doesn't love it?
And then this is Cav Nasty 54. Hope it's not Cavs like the Cavaliers, in which case, come on, man. Pick a better end. You got a couple of our over-unders from the season that he parlayed together, and big winners. So well done. I love seeing that.
Good job, guys.
Very good. Good times. All right, man. Well, you're not gonna be in Indy for either of the games this weekend?
I will not, no. And after that basketball game last night, I don't know that I want to go to that Louisville game. That could be ugly.
Yeah, that wasn't a great loss. I'm so focused on this weekend. It's kind of like it's shrugging it off, and we'll see. I still like the feeling. I still like this basketball team. They're still fun, but
they weren't hitting shots, and sometimes that happens. One team plays out their ass, the other team plays horrible. That's what's going to happen, And
well,
I don't think we're going to see that in the Big Ten championship.
I think both teams played bad, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think we're going to see that in the Big Ten championship game. I think we're going to see two teams hungry to win.
I agree.
And they're both going to come out and give it their best shot. I think IU's best shot is to establish that run game and stop their run game. Now, they can still throw the short pass game because they've got some tremendous wide receivers, and that can act as a run game. But if you can stop Bo Jackson, you can limit their offense a little bit. Maybe you get a turnover here or there. You control the clock and get a couple big plays. And maybe the way to do it. I will say for anybody who has a Fernando Mendoza Heisman bet, you'll notice your futures have gone down drastically, your cash out amounts. One way, if you don't want to bet Ohio State to win, but you still think IU is going to lose because you've sat through 40 years of IU football like some of us, one way you can do it is Julian Sand to win the Heisman at plus 180. Because I really do think the winner of this game is going to win the Heisman Trophy. So that's one way you can maybe hedge yourself. If IU wins, it will most likely be because Fernando Mendoza did something awesome. So, and I'm guessing the same way for Ohio State. So it's going to rely on a quarterback to win this game, I think. And it just boils down to who's got the better playmakers and who steps up. IU's been tested. Ohio State has not been tested. If we punch them in the mouth, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth, right? So let's see. Maybe they get down a touchdown. What do they do? How do they react? You got to bring it to them. And so I hope we are pretty aggressive to start the game. I don't think we will be, but I'd love to see us be aggressive to start the game. We will hand off up the middle on first down. If you can bet that prop, take it.
That's true. I hear all that. I think you got to put pressure on saying you need to get there and cause some. Dude, you can't just pluck a pink Stanley Cup out and not have me say something. My God,
It's
That thing's just
purple.
like a purple Stanley Cup.
It's
Anyway,
called Zach. It's an off-brand.
I've noticed that by the name. I think you got to get pressure on saying, don't let him get to the playmakers. I think the wide receivers for Ohio State are just filthy good. But that said, I think our defense can do it. I think we're there. I'm with you. That's my concern. I talked about it a little bit with Galen in our post-game podcast, is just we've had slow starts to a lot of games, and we've had just a lot of our early drives have not always, we've kind of had one or two drives that takes time. Even the Purdue game, it's like we had one good drive, 3 and out. It's like, I don't know if you can do that. I look at the way that Michigan played Ohio State. It's like they started off really well and ended up with a 6-0 lead. It's like that should have been 14-0. If they did that, maybe the game's different. I think we're not going to have time to settle in and figure stuff out. We're going to have to be unbelievably aggressive. And so that's my hope. But we'll see. I mean, all the stats, all the analytics show these are 2 dead even teams, which is wild to think. And I'm very interested to see what the crowd's going to be like. I've been up and down on this, but I'm kind of settling. I think it's going to be 60-40 in favor of Indiana. And it's one of those, right?
I would flip that. I think Ohio State fans had bought these tickets in August. Like, they knew they were coming to this game in August. And so I think there's probably be more Ohio State fans.
We'll see.
And Columbus is not a far drive.
I know.
So, I mean, it's not like, Oregon or something.
Yeah. So, all right. Well,
I hope it's mostly Hoosier fans, because
I hope
Stadium can get loud. That is not the fastest turf either, for everybody who's not familiar with watching the Colts play. That turf is kind of slippery too. A lot of guys take like weird slips on it. That can either work in your favor or against it. So
was that a couple of years ago where like the turf was coming up?
yeah.
Like they had to like stop the game because it was like literally like pulling away from the seams of the goal line.
That has happened before, yes. Indianapolis has notoriously had bad playing surfaces.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that maybe helps us. So anyway, if you see me out and about, again, for CrimsonCASH listeners, we're going to be at the Tap before the basketball game. Galen and I will be doing a little something, 11:30 to 1. I'm going to be there a little bit later, but I'll be there.
Is that on Mass Ave?
That's on Mass Ave. We'll be at the Tap. And then Brothers, I think on Georgia or somewhere between the 2 stadiums, Brothers Bar. We'll be doing a little meet and greet between the basketball and football games. So stop by. If you see us out there, just say hi. This is Xanadu, baby. This is the day of the year. It's going to be awesome down there. James, it's been a hell of a season. We're not done. I'm
a nervous wreck, Scott. I'm an absolute nervous wreck. So
I am too. I'm like, we'll figure out what we're going to do. We might post something on our Substack before the next round of playoff games, but in full disclosure, like, I'm doing a family vacation between Christmas and New Year's. We're going to some national parks. We're doing like Sequoia National Park, Kings Canyon, and Joshua Tree. We're staying in Palm Springs. If IU makes the Rose Bowl, we're going to divert and do that. If they're not, we are going to watch it together as a family in Palm Springs, if they're like in the Orange Bowl or something. And then I plan on going to the semifinal and final games. All that said, the next game IU plays, I might be on a trip beforehand. So getting a pod with you set up, Mayor, we'll do our best to get something. But we'll figure out, and we'll have some more gambling content for the CFP. Just not sure how it's going to look.
Yeah, we got to gamble on it, folks. So don't worry. We'll find a way to get you gambling content.
Yeah, and then at some point, I still haven't placed my Indiana to win the title bet yet. I know you told me to, but I haven't done it yet. I know.
Well, my cash out went from like 2 cents to $3.24 on each bet. So hey, that's
I've
good.
also not cashed out my Mendoza. Like, I'm right at the end. I want to win it or lose it. I'm with him all the way. One way or the other. At this point,
yeah, I'm ride or die. To me, that's my big bet on the game. So essentially,
good call. So, all right, James, it's been a season, man. Undefeated. We're going to the Big Ten title game. This has been a great time. We won some money. We had a great over-under. We've won a lot of bets. Your son's eaten a ton of breadsticks and cheese sticks with bacon because of us. It's been awesome. We've had copyright infringements, just so many great things. If I had way more time, I would have put together a one shining moment of our show for the year, but I don't. So we will end with.
Well, speaking of one shining moment, continue to follow on X, CrimsonCASH 260 for basketball bets. College hoops, baby.
Let's go. But we'll end as we always end. Thank you to James, for Scott, Crimson Cast, signing off.
Post time.
Thank you for listening to Crimson Cash, a proud podcast of the Back Home Network.
Queen.
Yes, sir. You gotta love this town.
All right, good stuff, man.
Yeah, great stuff.
Yep. All right, I got to roll. I got a 4 o'clock. So
Have a good one, man.
all right, man. Talk to you later.